Hi, I'm Michael Dokes. The heavyweight championship is my goal. It's inevitable at the rate I'm going. At this point, if Mike Tyson is there, it's the showdown in Motown.
I'm looking forward to the victory over Holyfield because I want to avenge my loss to Tyson. He was the only one that had me down. Tyson, I want you. Whether you come in fat and flabby or thin and good shape, I'm going to knock you out when I get you back in the ring. I want you to watch this Holyfield fight because I'm going to do a number on it. You hear me? I'm going to knock you out.
I'm fighting Pinklon Thomas tonight, and my goal is to be the heavyweight champion of the world and to fight Mike Tyson. And nothing's going to stand in my way.
They are all gunning for world heavyweight champ Mike Tyson. And you will see them on this power-packed heavyweight boxing card. And we are live from the Atlantic City Convention Center with the host Caesars Atlantic City. And we welcome you to Showtime Championship Boxing. A capacity crowd expected of about 3,200, including many, many celebrities here at the Convention Center Ballroom on the boardwalk of Atlantic City, New Jersey. Tonight, in the main event, you'll see Evander Holyfield against former WBC Heavyweight Champion Pinklon Thomas. Also tonight, it's former WBA Heavyweight Champ Michael Dokes against Rocky Sekorski for the Continental Americas Heavyweight title. Hello again, everybody. Steve Albert along with the Fight Doctor Ferdy Pacheco. Welcome to another edition of Showtime Championship Boxing. Originally, this card was scheduled for October the 14th, had to be postponed until tonight because of an eye infection to Pinklon Thomas. But we're set. The main event, Evander Holyfield against Pinklon Thomas. Holyfield off the successful heavyweight debut over James Quick Tillis. But most people think of Holyfield as a cruiserweight and a light heavyweight. But now he's fighting as a heavyweight. And the question persists, does he have what it takes against a legitimate heavyweight in Pinklon Thomas?
Well, he took the first step against Tillis, admittedly a failing heavyweight, very well. This step is a lot more important. He has proven that he's got a heavyweight punch. He has proven that he can take a heavyweight distance. He can go well with a heavyweight. Now let's see what he does when he gets into a very hard punching and fast Pinklon Thomas.
Well, Ferdy, the weight issue has indeed become a weighty issue. He was 202 in his heavyweight debut last July. He comes in tonight at 210. And of course, Pinklon Thomas comes in at 222. So he's got a 12-pound weight advantage. What kind of a factor is that?
Now, in the heavyweights, that doesn't make any difference. Holyfield has been gaining the real weight, muscle mass, not fat. You just can't gain weight to become a heavyweight. That's legitimate weight. The disparity between the two won't make any difference.
Thomas has not fought in about a year and a half when he lost to Mike Tyson. Inactivity, that's got to be a big factor.
Now that is the factor. Ring rust in an older fighter, and Pinklon Thomas at 31 is an older fighter, is significant when you're in with a young, strong, and very fast Evander Holyfield. That may be the key to this fight.
So that, Ferdy, is our main event. Holyfield against Thomas. You'll be seeing first Rocky Sekorski challenging against Michael Dokes, the former WBA heavyweight champion. And I guess the best thing you can say about Sekorski at this stage is that Dokes knows absolutely nothing about his background or style.
That's amazing. Also, he just doesn't care. He's fighting one fight after another to try to get himself back into shape. This is probably the final fight that Dokes fights before he gets into real competition, because up to now the competition has been shaky. But then again, Dokes was coming from point zero. He had to come all the way back. He is almost back. Let's see tonight whether he's back 100%.
And Ferdy, as far as his opponent is concerned, Michael Dokes, he is coming off a drug problem. He's making his way into the ring to fight this man, Rocky Sekorski. He's 7-0 since the start of the comeback. But the important question is, has he improved with each comeback fight?
Well, he had to improve. He came back from ground zero, as we say. He had had a heavy narcotic addiction. Just to get back in the ring and fight these repetitive fights was a heroic, Herculean effort on the part of Michael Dokes. Now he's got his timing back. Now he looks a little bit better. Let's see if this fight against maybe a few degree better fighter than he has fought will show us that Dokes is ready for top competition.
Man in the cowboy hat is the man affectionately called Pops. Dokes, 91 year young, manager and financial advisor.
He's the youngest 91-year-old Marty Cohen in the world.
You got that right. Michael Dokes has turned his life around dramatically since his bout with cocaine, and now at the age of 30, he is back in the top 10. But it wasn't long ago Dokes was sitting on top of the heavyweight division. It was almost exactly 6 years ago to the day, December 10th, 1982, when Michael Dokes shocked the boxing world, putting Mike Weaver to the canvas in the first round at Las Vegas. He eventually went on to stop Weaver to capture the WBA Heavyweight Championship. Dokes successfully defended against Weaver, but only 9 months later, with Dokes stepping into the ring under the influence of cocaine, he lost the title to South African Jerry Coetzee. Dokes admits today what a costly mistake he made.
I realized how detrimental it was becoming for me. Another thing I realized that the people that I love so much and the people that love me, how much I was hurting them. I think that was one of the things that devastated me the most. I never realized that I affected so many other people. I always thought it was just me, and I looked at that with tunnel vision, and then my scope broadened, and I realized that thing. And also, man, I was facing 20 years too, so.
Ferdy talked to Dokes' manager, 91-year-old Marty Cohen. Here's what Pups had to say.
He is now 110% from where he was when he fought Coetzee, because his only loss in his life as a pro was to CO, Coetzee, and I say cocaine, CO.
Was he on cocaine when he lost to Coetzee?
Oh, very bad, very bad. He didn't know where he was when he went into the ring.
So tonight, it'll be the 8th stop on Michael Dokes' comeback trail, his 8th fight in a year. We are set for the introduction. Let's go up to ring announcer Jim Murata.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our co-feature this evening. This contest is sanctioned by the World Boxing Council for its Continental Americas Heavyweight Championship. Roy Van Putten, president and supervisor at ringside, with the approval and sanction of the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. Judges Rocky Castellani, Henry Grant, and Frank Brunette. The referee, Paul Venti. 12 rounds for the WBC Continental Americas Heavyweight title. Introducing first, in the blue corner, from St. Paul, Minnesota, wearing white trunks. He weighs in at 228 pounds. 13 big knockouts in his 22 wins. The challenger, the St. Paul kid, Rocky Sekorski. His opponent in the red corner, from Miami Beach, Florida, he's also wearing white trunks. He weighs in at 220 pounds even. A professional record of 36 wins, 1 loss and 2 draws, and 23 big knockouts. Here he is, the champion, Michael Dynamite Dokes. 12 rounds. Michael.
Quote your memo instructed with the New Jersey boxing rules. As your referee, I'm here to enforce those rules. So listen to my commands from time to time. Shake hands now, come out, fight, good luck to both of you. Come on, Mike.
Paul Venti, the referee, with the final instructions. We'll take a look at the tail of the tape. Dokes and Sekorski, both 30 years old. Dokes with a 3-inch height advantage. He goes 6'3". Sekorski outweighs Dokes by the 8 pounds, and a 4-inch reach advantage for Dokes. And a look at the rules for this fight. These are WBC rules, 10-point must system, 3 scoring judges, no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule, and a fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. So here we go, round one, scheduled for 12. It is the Continental Americas Heavyweight title. Dokes is the champ. He has owned the belt since March of '85 when he stopped Randall Tex Cobb in the 4th round. Cobb now, of course, is an actor. So Michael Dynamite Dokes in his 8th fight back since shaking the cocaine problem, going to a drug rehab center, and feels that he has a new lease on life.
Michael believes in the power of his jab. He's got one of the strongest, fastest jabs before he got into the cocaine maze, and starting off, he's depending on it. Sekorski's got to believe in positive thinking and the power of prayer, because he has not fought anyone quite like Michael Dokes. He got knocked out by Foreman in 5 and did beat an over-the-hill Leon Spinks a few years ago.
Dokes, one of the fastest rising stars in the heavyweight division in the early 80s, KO'd by cocaine for about 3 years, the prime of his career. Feels he has improved with each comeback fight, especially with his speed and quickness.
He's very cocky. He's keeping his left hand down, is Dokes, as he did when he was a young man with great lightning-like reflexes. Only now he's 30 and he's not that fast, and he's getting hit by Rocky Sekorski, a fact which never would have happened to the younger Michael Dokes.
And keep in mind, Dokes in 39 professional fights, still only 1 defeat, and that to Jerry Coetzee. He won the title from Mike Weaver in '82, defended once against Weaver, then lost it to Coetzee 10 months after he had won the crown. So a 10-month reign back in '82-'83 as the WBA Heavyweight champ. He's back in the top 10. He's ranked 8th by the WBC. Michael Dokes and Rocky Sekorski both wearing the white trunks.
Dokes hooking hard on the ropes to Sekorski. Sekorski is putting in a few punches that land, but nothing significant. Right now his face is lumping up. The right cheekbone is already red. That's from that thudding hook and jab that Michael Dokes keeps putting in. No thought of blocking it.
Good right hand by Sekorski that landed. Now Dokes comes back with a flurry, going to the body. Dokes says although he used cocaine often, he'd stop before a fight except for Coetzee. You heard Barty Cohen expound on that before. He says he doesn't even remember the knockout, his only defeat. So final seconds, round one, scheduled for 12. As we head for the bell. So we follow Michael Dokes into his corner. Let's listen.
Spit. There you go. All right. More water. Look here, baby. You lead him, hit him with the 102. Right hand, he right from the chest with the first shot, jab to the head. Right hand to the chest and jab to the head, okay? Driving right through the ropes. He's backing up on you in every shot.
Now we'll switch over to the corner of Rocky Sekorski.
You know damn well he's coming. You got to drop that right hand or hook with the left jab or hook with the jab, okay? All right, when he gets you on the ropes, I want you to make damn sure you got this right hand and drop it on him, and then powder that left hook to the belly. He doesn't like it to the belly.
Joe Daskowitz urging Sekorski on. Sekorski has a pretty good right.
Now that right came from the boardwalk, and it's all arm, so that doesn't do any harm. It looks good. It has no power.
Sekorski comes out wailing here. Round two scheduled for 12 for the Continental Americas Heavyweight title. Comeback fight number 8 for Dokes. He's 7-0 since the drug rehab.
Well, he's looking at a guy that's fighting back, and he's built like some kind of tree trunk. He looks like a young Tony Galento from the 30s, those kind of thick guys that you hate to meet in an alley outside of a bar.
Now in Sekorski's corner, Dokes opens up. A blistering attack by Dynamite Dokes just above us.
And the ref says, keep your punches up to Dokes. Dokes landed some body shots. That's another one of those arm right hands.
A roundhouse right by Sekorski. And it landed. Well, he has been scoring with that punch.
Well, he's certainly not scared of Dokes' punch. Is Sekorski. He's almost disregards it as he comes in.
He is not intimidated at all by the fact that he's fighting a former world champ. Now using a little lateral movement, and he lowers the boom with a sizzling right. Oh, what a shot by Sekorski.
That right is going to be there all night as long as Dokes keeps his left hand down by his waist. I mean, in the old days, that would have missed because he would have moved his head, but it's now 1988. Dokes is standing right in front of him, no movement, and his hand down. So that right hand is going to be coming off the temple of Dokes all night if Sekorski chooses to throw it.
Now Dokes with Sekorski in the corner. He connects with the left. And Sekorski able to punch his way out and spins Dokes around.
Yeah, trapping Dokes in the corner was not a good idea. He got himself a good uppercut for his trouble. Now the question is going to be, if Sekorski keeps taking all this punishment, will Dokes be able to dish it out as these rounds come on? You know, that heavy narcotic usage for many, many years has an effect that's deleterious for a long fight. I mean, you get weak. Can he keep it up? Can Dokes keep up this intensity?
Sekorski just surging around Dokes.
Well, this is the kind of fight Dokes needs. If he survives this fight, this is the kind of fight he needs to get him fighting in shape to challenge the winner of Pinklon Thomas and Evander Holyfield. Because off what I see right now, he is certainly a mile away from Mike Tyson. He better go to an exorcist and get those thoughts out of his mind.
Final seconds, round 2. A good round for Rocky Sekorski. Many celebrities on hand. David Renner, the comedian, in the crowd here in the theater-like structure at the Atlantic City Convention Center with the host Caesars Atlantic City. They were expecting about 3,000. They're waiting for the main event. Holyfield versus Thomas amidst the Christmas spirit here in Atlantic City.
I'm sure your jab is following fine into target. When it does, then you pop the right hand to the left hook. Excellent round. It's your round.
We want you to be the boss. Walk over it, Rick. Beautiful.
Was it a low blow by Dokes? Let's see.
It was not only a low blow, but a series. And here it comes. That's very low. And it wasn't the only one.
Seconds out. Get back in your corner. Stay there.
Don't let this guy...
It is round 3, scheduled for 12. Michael Dokes and Rocky Sekorski both wearing the white trunks. Dokes on the right of your screen, Sekorski on the left.
Well, Dokes opened this fight dominating. Sekorski's been fighting back. That last round was kind of close. I gave it to Dokes, but it was close because Sekorski's fighting back, and that right hand is building up points. He should be throwing much more of it, as his corner advised him. Jab, jab, and then throw that hard right hand.
Now Dokes looking to stalk Sekorski, much like Sekorski did in the last round. But again, the good mobility by Sekorski.
Keep your eyes on that left hand of Dokes.
That left by Dokes just connected. On cue. Now combinations by Dokes, who seems to be gaining confidence.
Outspeeding Rocky Sekorski, who is slow. I mean, they're both men are equal in voice intensity. They're both hollering. Dokes hollers when he punches, and Sekorski's hollering back as he's getting punched.
In his prime, Michael Dokes, excellent hand speed.
What a right hand.
A thud.
Thudding right hand because that left of Dokes is down. Somewhere along the line, his corner has got to say, hey, let's go back to basics. Keep that left up a little bit. Just don't drag it on the ground. Sekorski has found pay dirt with the right hand, and it's up to him to throw it more and more.
All right, get off the head. Get off the head. Let's go.
Dokes throughout his career and in his prime, known for having a solid chin. We'll see if that holds true tonight against the big right hand of Rocky Sekorski. Ferdy Pacheco has left our broadcast table to go seek out an interview, so we'll hold the fort until Ferdy returns. This is round 3 action scheduled for 12 for the Continental Americas Heavyweight Championship. The champion is Dokes. Sekorski now talking to Dokes. Combination by Dokes to the head of Sekorski. He didn't seem to be bothered by it. Now, Sekorski puts his hands down, almost inviting Dokes in, and that can be dangerous. Final seconds of the 3rd round. Dokes really breathing heavily. And a solid left by Sekorski to the midsection of Dokes. And that'll do it for round 3. Dokes looking weary as he heads for the stool.
All right, baby. Get here. Don't leave in that room. Don't pull out on that hook. Lean in on the hook. You pull it out, give him a shot. You know what I mean? You still get caught with that overhand right, man. He thinks he can get away with that. Suck it up, suck it up. We'll give you no water. Suck it up and hold it. All right. You pull it out on your hook, baby. You pull it out, slap it.
Rocky Sekorski has indeed looked impressive the last couple of rounds. And let's take a look at some of the action from round 3. That was Dokes landing with the left, but it doesn't seem to phase Sekorski. And Sekorski blocking that well. So Rocky Sekorski looking pretty sharp here against the former WBA heavyweight champion. Round 4, it is scheduled for 12. Dokes comes out on his toes, and he looks to press the attack. Dokes doubling up on the left. Now he's going to the jab more. And there was a nice left by Dokes. Dokes setting up the big right with that left jab. And it penetrated to the face of Sekorski. Oh, a heavy right by Sekorski. Dokes walked right into it. And now a big left by Dokes. So they continue to exchange thunderous punches here in round 4.
Seconds out.
Make sure you
Stay
got
there.
jabbing it.
Stay there. Fifth round. Fifth round. Come on, get that towel out of here.
Sekorski holding his own against the former world champ. We apologize for the audio problems earlier. We are now back. We have remedied the situation. This is Michael Dokes with a blistering attack on Rocky Sekorski, and Sekorski able to slither away from the corner. Again by Sekorski, that nothing but air.
Now back from the drafty corridors to the heat now.
Did Thomas look warmed up?
Well, Pinklon is certainly prepared. He's warmed up, even though it's a very small space. No butterflies, ready to go. He looks a little tight to me. Angelo says if the guy backs up, we eat him up. If he comes to us, we knock him out. So it's a lot of preparation and getting it ready.
Meanwhile, Ferdy, the action continues here in round 5. Good exchanges, and Sekorski buckled a little bit there under the pressure of Mike Dokes. Michael Dokes with a heavy right to the head of Sekorski.
Well, either Sekorski can take a terrific punch, or Dokes doesn't have that much punch left, because he has been pummeling him with effective punches. And Sekorski's still standing and still coming back with that right hand.
That's the way.
Dokes told us the other day he knows absolutely nothing about Sekorski. And I think he is just throwing caution to the wind here. Oh, the right landed by Dokes.
Finally, Dokes started to throw a right of his own, a right-hand lead. Sekorski is, of course, open to everything.
Dokes on the inside with uppercuts to the body. And Sekorski seems to be tiring here in the final seconds of round 5, maybe running out of steam after throwing all those big rights.
Or taking all those big rights.
That too. As we head for the bell. So round 5 is complete. Our host is Caesars Atlantic City. We're coming to you from the Atlantic City Convention Center. Good crowd on hand. The big main event is upcoming after the Dokes-Sekorski fight. You'll see Evander Holyfield, his second heavyweight fight against former WBC heavyweight champion Pinklon Thomas. And Thomas, like Dokes, battling back from a drug problem. The biggest difference is Thomas had his very early in his career. As you look at the eye of Sekorski, he has been taking a lot of shots from Dokes.
Seconds out. Get off.
Larry Holmes has just walked in and created a little bit of a stir as he stopped by and talked to the comedian David Brenner.
All right, round 6 scheduled for 12. Dokes looking a little tired on his stool, but he lands with the left, and now he is landing repeatedly. Doesn't seem to be having any problem penetrating the head of Sekorski. The defense of Sekorski seems to be dropping.
Now, when I left, nice right hand, but he tripped. Sekorski tripped over his feet. That wasn't the effect of that punch.
It was a slip.
Well, when I left to do that interview, it was all Dokes and mostly Sekorski catching except for a right hand. I've come back and it doesn't look like we've changed at all. Except for the fact that both men are perceptibly more tired. When I I see in Dokes is he's breathing out of his mouth. He's dragging his feet a little bit. He's got to go all the way to 10 if he can't put this guy away.
Now Dokes seemingly measuring Sekorski out, waiting for a moment. Dokes' last fight, October 27th, he fell for him at Madison Square Garden. A knockout over a 35-year-old fighter named Curtis Isaac in the 4th round. They wanted him to stay busy when this original card was postponed. It was originally set for October 14th, but had to be postponed because of an eye infection to Pinklon Thomas. And that depressed Dokes tremendously. Again, that big right set up by the left jab. Dokes. Paul Venny urging the two to back up.
Sekorski's corner very mad at him for not getting off, meaning he's not throwing anything. He's just waiting to get hit. Of course, Dokes is happy to oblige, winning these rounds handily because of overwhelming punching. Not that it's that effective. It's just not hurting Sekorski. Rocky taking all those punches. Still there. There's the right hand again.
So after showing flashes of hope early on with that big right, particularly by Sekorski, it has been mostly, if not all, Michael Dokes.
Well, I would have, outside of the rounds that I missed, and I saw him up in the dressing room on the monitor, I think I've got Dokes commandingly ahead because of Sekorski's inability to just keep up the punches. He can land one good punch, and then he receives 20 or 30 punches before he ever punches again. Look at that.
Another right. It was partially blocked, but it got in.
Get off the head. Get off the head.
Final seconds of round 6. There's another snappy left by Dokes as they were breaking. And at the bell. So a lot of dignitaries on hand, past warriors, and you take a look at one of them, the former world heavyweight champ, the personable Larry Holmes, signing autographs. You know, at the press conference earlier this week for Holyfield and Thomas, Pinklon showed up in tux, tails, top hat, and cane. Very elegant. Holyfield originally came in a sweatsuit. He made a beeline back to his room, changed into a nice suit, returned to the press conference. But I'll tell you, the mood and the levity changing dramatically.
You're gonna drop that
As you saw Pinklon Thomas talking to Ferdy a few minutes ago.
You're gonna make him meet that jab.
Just like that, do you think he might be coming out dancing for this, or is
No
that
French
just
there.
falderall?
Double jab. All right, but keep this right hand here to drop it. You know he tried to.
Sekorski waits forever. It looks like an invitation has to be given to him to punch. Here he's waiting, and for all his effort, he gets he misses, and he gets gonged with a good right hand by Dokes.
Round 7 scheduled for 12. Dokes is the Continental Americas Heavyweight champion. He won that in '85 over Tex Cobb. Of course, he's also the former WBA Heavyweight champion, but that was in the early '80s.
This place continues to fill up. I don't know where they're going to put all these people. The attraction of a heavyweight on the boardwalk is evident as people continue to file in. I guess they're going to be standing in the aisles there pretty soon.
Great spot for a fight, too. It's like a theater, very intimate. Everybody right on top of the action. Now, good exchange here. Sekorski
told by the corner, keep it up. He's finally throwing more than one punch at a time, 2 or 3. Dokes getting more tired with every round. One wonders what it will look like when he gets in with a top fighter like Evander Holyfield, who will not let up. Or for that matter, Pinklon Thomas, whoever wins tonight.
Should Dokes and Holyfield win, they are very seriously talking about a matchup sometime in March between those two.
Well, Dokes better not take the holidays off. He better go right back to the gym and go to work. He's got still a lot of fat on him. His punches are not causing any effect on Rocky Sekorski. Being hit that much by a big heavyweight, he should have been knocked out by now. I mean, in the old days, Dokes would have put this guy away in 2 rounds with what he hit him with. The punches have no effect.
Dokes is now 220. He was 245 when he started his comeback with a win over a fighter named KP Porter. Now the Sekorski corner getting excited, but Dokes doesn't seem to be phased. But Dokes taking off a lot of weight from the first fight after the drug rehab up until tonight.
Yes, it's been an admirable road. Admirable is a word for anybody that can beat cocaine like he did and still come back and have 6 fights and in short order take all that weight off. It's really something to see and admire the man.
After losing his title in '83, boxing became less important. He was on drugs. Money was running out. Tax problems. He was close to a nervous breakdown, even suicidal. But Marty Cohn, his 91-year-old financial advisor, took him to Australia for 5 months to save his sanity. And now he's looking for his second chance.
Well, 5 months with Marty Cohn in Australia is enough to make anybody fighting mad. Come back and say, put me in with anybody. I'm ready.
Marty Cohn, the man of the cowboy hat you saw earlier, leading Dokes in. And round 7 will be history. Sekorski survives another round.
And might have been the first round that he won, as Dokes is really slowing down now. His legs are leaden.
It's so easy.
It's turning towards you, and you're not taking it.
Don't rest in there, Rick. Don't rest.
You gotta listen to me about what I told you about marching him down with the half step.
I did that last week.
Yeah, wasn't it beautiful?
You gotta score.
Hey, Rick, it's going into your rounds. This sucker cannot go to rounds if you put that pressure on.
Come on, come on. We know what kind of shape you're in. Let's take over.
Come on,
let's take over.
All you gotta do is walk him down with, like I told you, with this left jab and that right hand.
You can lead with your right hand a couple of times.
And now over to Dokes' corner.
He's sticking his face up.
A lot quieter.
Okay, baby?
The voice you hear, one of the voices is the manager of, the ex-manager of Scott Ledoux. We had a lot of strange fights with Scott Ledoux, and he's had a tragic event with his family, which he's overcoming slowly. And possibly Scott Ledoux is best known of all for uncovering Howard Cosell, your colleague.
I remember that, yes. Round 8 scheduled for 12. Sekorski exhorted on by Joe Daskowicz, George Glover, and Joe's son Chuck Daskowicz. And they were really talking hard.
They're trying to encourage him because he really has the fight. I mean, he's lost all the opening rounds, but he's coming on now. He's coming on. The other guy's getting tired. Dokes is getting tired. And if Sekorski could just mount an attack now, he could take these last rounds and it would become a very interesting decision.
It would by far be the biggest triumph for Rocky Sekorski should he come up with the victory here tonight.
And if he should, it would keep up with the upset reputation of Showtime. Seems like every time Showtime has a big fight, an upset comes along in that evening. One after the other.
We are no stranger to upsets. Showtime, the network of upsets, and most recently, Robert Bam Bam Hines defeated Matthew Hilton for the IBF junior middleweight title out in Las Vegas. So this is the network of upsets. You think Sekorski knew that before he stepped into the ring?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm not going to send him a note and tell him, though.
Okay. Like a low blow by Dokes.
Dokes has been hitting low, but remember these protectors are huge that the heavyweights wear, and it has to really be very, very low and just happenstance that you hurt a guy with it. Still, it's illegal blow and he can be penalized.
Sekorski looking to bore in.
Rocky Sekorski just won't go away.
And that left, a crisp left by Dokes as they broke. Wild right, wild left by Sekorski that Dokes was able to get away from.
But that was slow motion.
Sure was.
Both of them. The punch was slow motion and leaning away at slow motion. The degree of fatigue is now becoming alarmingly high for Michael Dokes. Sekorski was slow in the first round, so you can't really measure how tired he is.
Break, stop punching. Let's go.
Final seconds of round 8.
Well, the measure of the difference is that Rocky Sekorski walks briskly around the ring to his corner, and Dokes literally dragged his feet to his corner.
That's Marty Cohen, the man they call Pops. That's the manager of Michael Dokes. First saw Dokes as an amateur at 16. And in fact, Dokes' weakness for drugs cost him his friendship. And then he came back. Well, there's been so much talk about whether Holyfield could deal with Pinklon Thomas's powerful jab. Here's how Holyfield sees the style of Pinklon Thomas.
Pinklon's a straight-up fighter. Base it, jab, right hand, left hook. And he pretty much throws 3 punches at the most, never throw 4 punches or more. Just a basic, good jab, good left hook, good right hand.
So that fight is upcoming, and someday down the road, this man, Michael Dokes, would like nothing more than to meet the man you just heard, Evander Holyfield. Right now, round 9, scheduled for 12. I think a lot of people are surprised it has gone this far, particularly fans of Dokes. 2/3 through this fight, what's your opinion at this stage?
I have Dokes comfortably ahead with Sekorski coming on the last 2 rounds. After all, we've still got 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's 4 more rounds if he fights as hard as he did the last 2, and Dokes continues to slow down. It could be a very interesting decision. Look at the left hand of Dokes. I mean, that's not even a pretext of keeping it up. It's just completely dangling at his side.
And that was occurring earlier, too, when you were in the Pinklon Thomas dressing room. So this is nothing new. He's been doing that all fight.
And the mystery is, why in the world doesn't Rocky keep that straight right hand going?
It was effective early on, but he has abandoned it. I think the power of Dokes' punches has taken it out of Sekorski. Not as effervescent, obviously, as he was early on. Again, oh, he walked right into that solid right by Dokes.
That was a perfect combination by Dokes.
There goes a mouthpiece. No rule here in New Jersey. If the mouthpiece is knocked out, when the ref has the chance, they make a quick stop, go to the nearest corner, rinse.
Right there. Dokes is fighting with his mouth open, such as his fatigue. He's just huffing and puffing, and that's why that mouthpiece flew out. He's no longer clenching his teeth. He's just huffing right now.
The mouthpiece is intentionally spit out. The ref can use his judgment
and step on it.
Get off the head. Get off the head.
So round 9 continues, scheduled for 12. Again, as Dokes sets up the right with the left jab, that one not effective.
I can certainly see why Michael Dokes is weary and discouraged. He's hit this guy with everything he's got. And
he's game. Sekorski hanging tough.
Stop punching. Stop punching. Let's go.
He is built like a fire plug. Rocky Sekorski, the St. Paul kid.
He's from St. Paul. A kid can fight. This should take him hockey.
Get off the head. Get off the head. Come on, let's go.
Can he skate, though? That's the question.
Doesn't matter.
Manager Marty Cohen, we got a glimpse of him before. He says he knows one thing about Rocky. In the past, Rocky Sekorski has taken some fights out of shape. He said tonight he knows for sure he's in shape.
Well, he certainly has showed that all the way through this fight.
He's had most of his fights on opponent's turf. Coming up on Showtime Championship Boxing, our main event, former World Cruiserweight Champion Evander Holyfield, who has given up the Cruiserweight division against former WBC Heavyweight Champ Pinklon Thomas. Here's a good look at the man they like to say was chiseled from stone. Evander Holyfield with his trainer Lou Duva. They've got the music playing, and they're trying to psych Holyfield up. I don't think he needs that much psyching up. He's ready to go.
You can see the musculature in his neck and shoulders is just growing by every fight. And yet his waist doesn't grow. He's a beautifully proportioned athlete. And, of course, he loses none of his speed because that's all muscle mass and not fat.
He's done a lot of that through scientific methods, and Angelo Dundee was telling us he disagrees with that. He likes to see a guy progress weight-wise naturally, so we'll see how it works out tonight. It's coming up, the main event.
I say all of those methods are good if your guy can fight. You could try milkshakes and lettuce if you had Muhammad Ali. You know, if the guy can fight anything, it works good.
Round 10 scheduled for 12. This is for the Continental Americas Heavyweight Championship. Michael Dokes, 36-1-2 with 23 knockouts. His only loss was to South African Jerry Coetzee when he lost the WBA title. He had a 10-month reign as the WBA Heavyweight Champion. And he is up against Rocky Sekorski now, who is in the corner. Sekorski 22-8, 13 knockouts. And this would be a dream come true for Sekorski to win one over a former world champ. But Dokes has pretty much controlled the tempo. There's a combination and a flurry by Dokes to the head of Sekorski. Another wild right by Dokes that landed. Boy, has Sekorski taken some blistering shots here. I don't know how he's still standing up.
That's the most energy Dokes have shown for many a round. He just took a great big gasping gulp of air there. That was like a last gasp offensive. I'm going to give it all I got and see what happens. Nothing happened. Dokes has opened this round very well. For one thing, he went back to a very hard jab, that which made him a champion. A great jab, which we have not seen tonight. He's just like forgotten. That's a punch in his armament. It's hard to jab when you're holding your left hand down on your waist. It's hard to get a jab on.
And we should point out that if Michael Dokes prevails tonight, we'll probably have a shot at the winner of the Holyfield Pinklon Thomas affair coming up next in our main event. So this is a big stepping stone fight for Michael Dokes. And again, looking to bounce back from a severe bout with cocaine. He is 7-0, all by knockout. This is his 8th fight this year. A lot of activity for Michael Dokes this year. Again, he's got Sekorski trapped in the corner.
And again, the low blows, but he's on referees on the other side of him and doesn't see them. They don't seem to bother Rocky Sekorski no matter how low they go.
Almost taunting Sekorski there.
What you're seeing is weariness. Oh, so weary is Michael Dokes. That flurry at the beginning of the round cost him dearly in energy.
He's looking for that second win. Every once in a while he gets a burst and he lets fly with a flurry. But right now he does look tired.
And he is winning the rounds. This should not be a disputed decision. He is winning the rounds, but he's not looking wonderful doing it.
And that'll do it for round 10. Another round commanded by this man, Michael Dokes. The highlight of the round was a big flurry against Sekorski.
These kind of flurries are energy-sapping flurries. He's hitting him with everything he's got, throwing in combinations, hoping that's enough to stun and put away Rocky Sekorski, but nothing happens to the granite-jawed Rocky Sekorski.
It's tonight that you gotta do it. Rick, you're giving this fucking fight away if you don't go for it now. You could be champion if you wanna.
God damn it, he's right there. Hit him on that fucking target.
What the hell? Okay, all right, get mad at him then. Okay, listen, get out there and just play patty cake with him if you have to. But you gotta be doing something.
When you see your sons go for it, dig deep some of your chin.
The emotion coming from the corner of Rocky Sekorski is like out of a Hollywood script.
Yeah, I think these guys have been looking at too many scripts. They're looking at a tired fighter, but they're right. Get the fighter mad, get him to do something. It's better than just stand there and take a pummeling. The point is not can you last 12 rounds, but can you win? This is, however obscure the title, this is a title fight.
it is round 11, scheduled for 12.
Sekorski probably figures it's a victory if he just makes it to 12.
And again, Sekorski walking right in.
And again, in the overview and the general look, and that's what Marty Cohen, with his 70-plus years in boxing, has got to be seeing. Look at that.
He could be in trouble.
Now
Sekorski is going down. He's down on one knee.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Sekorski is up at 8. We're in round 11.
Sekorski looks like he's about to go down again. It's more exhaustion than anything else. There's certainly plenty of time for Dokes to put him away.
The knockdown occurred with about 2 minutes to go in the 11th round.
To finish the thought, what Marty Cohen has seen is what was necessary for Dokes. A hard fight over a long period of time to get him in that. These early knockouts that he's been having do him no good. This is the fight he needs. However discouraging it appears, it's the kind of fight that Michael Dokes needs.
The question is, can Rocky get through the remaining minute 10?
Rocky should come back and say to his corner, you know, all that cussing you guys did, it didn't do me any good. I was doing all right just boxing.
Now there's that favorite corner of Michael Dokes. Less than a minute remaining. Round 11. Sekorski continues to take punishment. Oh, an uppercut snapped his head back, and he's in dire trouble. Then he steps in, and he breaks it up. I thought he might stop it.
No, he was tangled up on the rope. Sekorski was tangled up on that little rope. They didn't see it. The rest of the fans didn't see it. It happened right over us.
That's why they're booing.
Yeah. They just thought he gave him a reprieve, but it wasn't that. His arm was tangled up in that little tiny rope that holds the 4 ropes together.
Let's go.
Heavy left by Dokes. Boy, these punches are landing with regularity.
Dokes showing you why he was a champion, why he has legitimate reason.
There he goes. Sekorski is down for the second time.
5, 6.
No saving by the bell. You heard the bell go off.
The bell sounded, so he can
now sit down.
Yeah, the chair should have been in there already. As a matter of fact, when he stands up and the bell rings, he should have sat down.
There is no saving by the bell. These are WBC rules. This is not to look at him. It's a championship fight. You want the doctor to get in there and take a look. Dr. Frank Doggett.
Well, I think
Okay. Sure. Lift this left knee up, Rocky.
I really think he's not bad enough to stop a fight, but it's rather pointless because he's so far behind. He has virtually no chance to finish this fight, but...
Okay, Rock. Listen, he's gonna go for it, right? You're gonna have your hands up. You know he's gonna walk into you, and you're clear.
These are the combination of punches that would have knocked down almost any heavyweight in front of him. Those are hard shots by an effective puncher at that time. Dokes looked good in that exchange for the first time all night. Exhausted as he is, summoned it up. The same kind of guts that he used to get out of the narcotic habit, he used to get that combination together, even though he is exhausted.
Round 12, the 12th and final round. Sekorski surviving 2 knockdowns in that 11th round. Dokes looking to end it all right here. To the body and to the head. And Dokes just oozing with confidence now. Stalking Sekorski in his own corner. They're right above us, as we can see Dokes with uppercuts. We got a nice shower during that flurry.
Well, Dokes is having his way. It's the 12th round. Sekorski's trying to make it to the end, and he's getting a nice pummeling.
They continue to go back to that corner, Dokes' favorite corner, where he's had a lot of success.
Look at the referee trying to edge in, trying to figure out, can I stop this? When can I stop this? But just as he goes to do it, Rocky Sekorski fights back, and under the rules of the game, as long as you're fighting back and you're not in really bad trouble, they have to let it continue.
Sekorski, surprisingly, still on the balls of his feet, bouncing around. Past the midway mark, round 12.
Well, you really do have to admire the workmanlike job that Rocky Sekorski did in furnishing a good opponent for Michael Dokes, who sorely needed 12 hard rounds to work himself into shape if he's going to come up with the big boys.
The question is, how would he do against Pinklon Thomas or an Evander Holyfield looking the way he has tonight against Rocky?
Well, conditioning can come in the intervening months. Talent he's got. He's got to lift that left hand. He can't get away with that when he fights.
Maybe lose a little weight, a little more weight.
I think that comes with the gym. You get in the gym and you really get a fight like this gets you prepared. You are right back in the gym, spend 3 months, and you're ready.
Step out. Walk him down. Let's go.
Michael Dokes showing flashes of his former self against a very game Rocky Sekorski. Who's not exactly a household name, but by the same token, you got to give him credit for a lot of heart.
Well, it doesn't look like there's going to be any knockouts in this fight. Rocky has somehow survived.
A rock of a head to hang in there this way. He has survived 2 knockdowns in this fight, and that is it. That is it. It is all over. Michael Dokes and Rocky Sekorski going the distance. It will come down to a decision. But there doesn't seem to be much doubt about the fact that Michael Dokes was the master in the ring tonight.
Nice fight.
We saw the first knockdown on replay earlier between rounds. Let's take a look at the second, which was a bit more vicious. This came at the bell, and you can't be saved by the bell by WBC rules. This is for the Continental Americas WBC Championship. There was that thunderous right by Michael Dokes. It sent Sekorski sprawling backwards to the canvas, and he made it up in time to continue in the next round. When he got up, his stool was right there, and he was probably the happiest man in the world to see it, and he sat right down. But despite all of the theatrics and emotion in that corner, it wasn't enough, apparently, for Sekorski. Here's that sequence when they almost stopped. You look at Paul Venti watching very closely as Sekorski sort of got tangled up on the ropes. The fans got all over the referee, but they couldn't see from where they were sitting that Sekorski was in a bit of trouble there as far as being tangled up in the ropes. So Michael Dokes in his 8th fight back since the cocaine rehabilitation, 7-0, looking to remain undefeated. Let's go to the decision and ring announcer Jim Murata.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your decision, and it is a unanimous one. Judge Rocky Castellani scores the bout 120 to 106. Judge Henry Grant scores the bout 120 to 107. And Judge Frank Brunette 120 to 106. All for the winner. And still WBC Continental Americas Heavyweight Champion, Michael Dynamite Dokes.
So there it is, unanimous decision. Michael Dokes, now 37-1-2 with 23 knockouts, and he remains undefeated, 8-0 since coming back from the cocaine rehabilitation, and he stays with the Continental Americas Heavyweight Championship. All right, let's take a look at some more of the action there as Rocky Sekorski was in all kinds of difficulty. He went down twice. And there he goes the first time. That was the first time he went down. He went down a second time. Ferdy Pacheco is standing by with Michael Dokes.
You anticipate that hard tonight?
Pardon me?
Did you anticipate that hard tonight?
You never know, Freddie. First, I'd like to say hello to Gary's Place, my brother Kevin, Shelley, at the page 4, my other son Ryan, my mother, Mrs. King, you, Mr. Pacheco, Pops, my dad, his brother just passed.
And the roll of credits that just went by. Let me ask, you have never been hit by a right hand that much.
Right. Well, I anticipated a tough fight, Freddie. I think the extra training that he had from October to December gave him a chance to get in a little better shape and take a little better shot than he did with
Do you think you lost the punching power that you used to have? You used to be devastating. You hit this guy with combinations, would have knocked out anybody.
No, I didn't follow my game plan. I didn't go to the body that much at all. I don't know. I just couldn't put it together as far as the body came until like maybe the 9th round.
Marty, you've been in boxing so long. Marty Cohen, a 91-year-old benefactor and very smart man in boxing. Did he need a fight like this to get ready for the other bigger fights?
Well, Freddie, you've been around. He certainly did. Plus the fact, when they come in to fight at Dokes, they come in prepared. Sekorski was definitely prepared. This is the best shape I saw this guy in, and he took some awful shots.
You think this fight put Dokes into good shape? I mean, he was working hard.
He needed the 12 rounds. This is his 8th fight since his comeback in 1 year. And the better the fighter, the better Michael looked.
Can you get away with holding your hand down that low? When you were young, you had that lightning reflex of your head. Can you get away with that now?
Well, I can on a guy that's kind of taller than me. But him, he was a little bit sneaky with the right hand. And I wasn't anticipating it. I didn't get my upper body movement going until later on in the fight.
All right, the last question I have to ask you, do you think that a fight like this gets you in shape to meet the winner of Pinklon Thomas and Evander Holyfield?
Most definitely, Freddie. I don't think we're going to have a fight in between the winner of Holyfield and Thomas. And I think this is just what I need to cruise into a big 10-round fight like that. And I think it was very good for me to work like that.
Well, from a victorious, if tired, Michael Dokes, we return to Steve Albert at ringside.
Thanks, Ferdy. So Michael Dokes says bring on Evander Holyfield or Pinklon Thomas. That's our main event upcoming here on Showtime. Championship Boxing. Holyfield against the former WBC Heavyweight champ Pinklon Thomas. Holyfield closing in on his 2nd heavyweight bout. The soft-spoken Holyfield, more than just a boxer, also a father and devoted son. But aside from those full-time jobs, he's taken on yet a new venture, the world of acting. He has a role in a comedy horror movie called, get this, Blood Salvage.
Here we go. Stand by and roll down. Marker. And action. $500 for 1 round. 1 round. To go with Evander. 1 round.
Acting is just one more addition to a very full life for Evander outside the ring. Holyfield got his first taste of acting through his manager's son, Ken Sanders Jr., the film's producer.
When I was writing the script, I of course had a role for a famous boxer, and I think had I chosen Mike Tyson, Evander would have knocked me out. But in the story, we wanted to have a boxing scene because we knew that Evander would really want to be a part of the film.
My main concern is to be good at one thing, and that's boxing. But when it's over, then I pretty much can fall back onto acting. You know, it's something different, something that I feel like I would enjoy because boxing is an entertaining thing. And so to see myself on the screen for his acting stuff, I know that I could be happy with myself.
Being happy with himself didn't come easily for Evander when he was young. Growing up in government housing projects, Evander was guided by his mother's wisdom and love during these difficult teenage years. Where he came from and what his mother taught him are still a big part of his life today.
Evander was brought up right by his mom, and he has great morals. And he's the type person that he has a big heart. He's loyal. He's hardworking. He's trustworthy. He's the type, you say, I'm going to meet you at 9 o'clock. He's going to be there before 9. He won't be there the next day or 5 minutes later. He'll be there. He has respect for people, and He appreciates his position.
I look at my mother as big inspiration, because to be a woman, to raise 8 kids without a father, and to discipline her kids the way she did, and for the background she had, no high school education, but she was able to inspire us to go to high school and try to be the best that we can be.
I see in him, he happy. And when he happy, I'm happy. He are my son. I have 4 sons. And I guess we all proud of it. But I'm glad, you know, he making his goal, because that's what he loves.
Being a project person is very different, because in high school, kids will let you know that we live in the houses and you live in the government project, and they would kind of discriminate. And of course, you know, you have your friends that from the project you get along with, and you have people from the houses who would thought they were better. I see myself as a role model for the underprivileged kids and the kids that are privileged, but I feel like it's hard to realize what these kids are going through if you never was in that situation. I was in a situation, I was there in the government project, but one thing I was trying to let the kids know that no matter, you know, how low you are today, you can get higher if you just strive for the best.
Evander's entire family, strangely enough, calls the champ Chubby, since his mom gave him the nickname when he was young. We asked his mother to tell us how the nickname evolved.
I called him Chubby because I had a friend girl, we were very close. Her name was Chubby, and I hadn't seen her about 15 years, 14 or 15 years, and I was thinking about her. And Chubby was running around there playing about 2 or 3 years old. He was kind of chunky with a little big head, and I said, I'm gonna call him Chubby. Nobody can be no better than they choose. And Chubby is a wonderful father.
I don't get a chance to spend much time with my kids, but I let them know that their father loved them. Their father out there working hard for them to have the best education that's possible.
Evander Holyfield is more than just a boxer. Thanks to the love and support provided by his family, he's become a complete man. Growing up in humble surroundings, his mother's presence was a constant inspiration.
I want all of my children to know that I was their mother, and I love them all. And I want them to know that we didn't have much, but we had love.
So off those poignant words by the mom of Evander Holyfield, Holyfield standing by and getting ready to face Pinklon Thomas in our main event. Of course, he's going against the former WBC Heavyweight champ. What does Holyfield have to do to prevail, Ferdy?
Well, Holyfield has got to time the jab of Pinklon Thomas. Pinklon Thomas is going to come out to try to dominate with that strong jab. That timing is essential to cross with his right hand. Following that, he's got to get Pinklon out of his rhythm. Pinklon's an old fighter now. He's a 1-2 jab kind of fighter. He's got to get him off that rhythm and give him the older Thomas angles, motion, and new slants to confuse him. He can't just stand in front of him.
All right, what about Pinklon Thomas? What must he do to win this fight?
Well, again, almost the key is the jab. Where Pinklon has dominated his opponents was with a strong and fast jab. It's a Sonny Liston jab, a jab that does damage. So he must use that strong jab to control and position Holyfield so that he can fight his fight. Out strengthening Holyfield to tire him out because he's a much bigger guy, leaning all over him, making him get tired. And of course, the one thing an older guy's got to do, he's got to be first to attack. Don't let Holyfield get into his game plan. Don't let the younger, stronger, more reflexively active fighter get into it, but try to stop him by being first.
All right, Pinklon Thomas against Evander Holyfield. Big main event coming up. This place is buzzing. A lot of celebrities on hand. Pinklon calls this a crossroads fight. He says, I've got to win. Pinklon Thomas has battled back from severe drug problems and now tries to battle back from inactivity. At the ripe age of 30, he is literally and figuratively on the run again for the heavyweight title.
I had fell into the clique of drugs at a young age. I got involved, thought it was cool. It took a lot out of me. It blew a lot of my potential. And it took a lot of my energy to practice, you know. So for me to have been my best, it would have been best for me to not to have been involved in drugs.
Pinklon Thomas conquered his drug problem through boxing, and these days he trains rigorously in Miami, residing in a condominium amongst senior citizens. He's proud to be their adopted son.
Hey, any interesting mail today? Nothing, junk mail. Hey, Bernie, I see you throw yours in the garbage again, Bernie. No checks, no checks today. Oh, good luck. Tomorrow. Got it.
Thomas's trainer is the legendary Angelo Dundee, who lists among his famous pupils the likes of Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard. Included among his 9 other champions is Pinklon Thomas. And what does Pinklon think of Angelo?
Great inspiration to me. A great cornerman, a good strategist, a good trainer. He keeps me loose. It's a real relaxed atmosphere. Working with him, there's no stool pigeons or, you know, knuckleheads walking around the gym. That atmosphere is very clear and clean.
He's overly nice. He gives of himself. Easily led, which is a scary thing. So, but down here, there was nothing to lead. Proper conditioning, proper eating. And this is the way I brought him here in shape. He's done little or nothing here because, you know, if a guy's not ready 5 days for a fight, God help us. That's the way it's got to be. But he's ready. He's ready for a great fight, and he's ready to show people that he's back.
Thomas won the title in '84 with a 12-round decision over Tim Witherspoon.
Winning championship is the ultimate. There's nothing like the championship of the world. It's the highest prize in sports.
Thomas.
Then it was a successful defense against Mike Weaver in 1985 via an 8th-round knockout. But that was followed by a somewhat lethargic performance in '86 when he lost his title to Trevor Berbick.
The odds were 7.5 to 1 for me to beat Berbick. But if you're not mentally together, your physical body don't operate. And looking back on the film of the fight, I can say I wasn't myself.
Thomas's last fight was May 30th, 1987, when he was knocked out by world heavyweight champ Mike Tyson in round 6. Pinklon was actually controlling the bout until that fateful 6th. Thomas would like nothing more than to avenge that defeat and someday capture the title again.
I want the title so bad. I mean, and what's in my way now is Holyfield. And I'm going to bury him. You know, I mean, I want this title bad. I want the championship back. I went to countries, different countries, and met prime ministers. I just want the title back. I think I can represent it better than I did before. I think that I got it in me to be a better champion than what I was before.
Pinklon Thomas on the run again. Showtime Championship Boxing. Our host, Hotel Caesars Atlantic City. We're on the boardwalk at the Atlantic City Convention Center. Some of the glitz and glamour normally associated with the high-profile sport of boxing. And we're awaiting our main event, Pinklon Thomas against Evander Holyfield. Of course, not to forget Caesar and Cleopatra.
I thought that was the main event.
Back in BC it was. And here comes former WBC heavyweight champ Pinklon Thomas en route to the ring for the first time in over a year and a half. Variety of reasons, injuries, personal problems. You see his ranking. Like Michael Dokes, a survivor of drug addiction, although Thomas hooked on heroin, not cocaine, earlier in life from age 10 to 20. Dokes was in his prime. Pinklon now with a new lease. A revered trainer in Angelo Dundee, lives in the tranquility down in Miami in a condo that houses mostly senior citizens. The 30-year-old Thomas, 29, 2-1, 24 knockouts. His only 2 losses to Trevor Berbick, and in his last fight to Mike Tyson back on May 30th, 1987. Pinklon Thomas with his white cap, extremely confident when he was talking to you earlier in the week.
He certainly didn't bounce into the ring. He sauntered into the ring casually. Let's see. And the crowd did not give him any kind of applause. Let's see what happens with Evander, whether the crowd can pick up that he's coming in and get excited, and whether he bounces in a more excitable fashion.
You're right. Not a big reaction. Evander Holyfield coming off his victorious heavyweight debut back on July 16th when he sent James Quick Tillis into retirement, in fact, with a 5th-round TKO. The crowd responding more to the entrance of Holyfield. Evander didn't knock out Tillis, you recall, and the question still lingers concerning his strength and size in the heavyweight ranks. Holyfield says his hand speed and foot speed will be the difference. The 26-year-old Evander Holyfield has given up his World Cruiserweight Championship, and he has set his sights on Mike Tyson in the World Heavyweight Championship. Holyfield undefeated at 19-0, 15 KOs. Now, as far as the game plans, the strategies entering tonight's main event, an opportunity to hear from the 2 trainers, Lou Duva and Angelo Dundee.
I want Evander to hustle this guy, keep him off balance, negate his jab. I mean, get close to him, do some body punching, fight him on the inside, and give him a lot of mobility. Keep turning him around. Let him look for him.
We're going to go under, we're going to go over, we're going to go around, we're going to nail him on the outside. If the guy comes in close, going to nail him with hooks. A variety of things going to be done. Holyfield tries out strong you. Well, who's got more strength? Pinklon. Who punches harder? Pinklon. Who's got the best left hand? Pinklon. He's going to get licked. I mean, there's too many things against him for him to win. He's going to get knocked out late round, but a heck of a fight.
So Pinklon Thomas getting ready for Evander Holyfield. We'll take a look at the tail of the tape. Holyfield is 4 years younger than Thomas. Slight half-inch height advantage for Pinklon Thomas and a big weight advantage for Thomas. For what that's worth, 12 pounds, a 1-inch reach advantage for Evander Holyfield. And a look at the New Jersey rules: 10-point must system, 3 scoring judges, a standing 8 count in effect, 3 knockdown rule also in effect, and a fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. Jim Murata with the intro.
Atlantic City, New Jersey. Caesars Atlantic City, in association with Main Events Monitor Productions and Don King Productions, are pleased to present you the best in professional boxing on Showtime. This is the main event of the evening, scheduled for 10 rounds in the heavyweight division. Your judges, Rocky Castellani, Henry Grant, and Frank Brunette. The referee, Tony Perez. Introducing first, in the red corner, from Pontiac, Michigan, he is wearing white trunks with pink stripes. He weighs in at 222 pounds, 24 big knockouts in his 29 wins. The former WBC Heavyweight Champion, Pinklon Pinky Thomas. And his opponent in the blue corner is from Atlanta, Georgia. He is wearing white trunks with gold and black trim. He weighs in at 210 pounds, 15 knockouts in his 19 wins. He's undefeated. He's the undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world and the #1 heavyweight contender as rated by Ring Magazine. Here he is, the real deal, Evander Holyfield.
I understand you got the rules this morning. Okay? I'm here to enforce them. You're here to obey them, all right? Give me a good, clean fight, and I will not bother either one of you. Most of all, protect yourself at all times. Shake hands. Good luck to us.
Final words from Tony Perez. I wasn't sure if Pinklon was going to take off the hat. 10-round heavyweight bout, our main event, Evander Holyfield versus Pinklon Thomas, the former WBC heavyweight champ.
The static in the air, the electricity here is almost like the old garden. The place is packed, heavyweights with the title shimmering in the distance with Tyson around, and here we go.
Holyfield in the white with the gold trim, Thomas in the white with the pink trim, and as we said at the outset, key factor going in, will Thomas's inactivity affect his conditioning, particularly tonight, because one of Holyfield's best qualities is his recovery power, his recuperative power. Of Holyfield. What a start.
A little sloppy. The only thing I saw in that opening flurry is that Pinklon has landed the jab a couple of times and popped back the head of Evander Holyfield. Now, Holyfield wasn't supposed to be eating that jab, so let's see what happens as it develops. Keep your eye on the left jab of Pinklon Thomas. That took him to the championship.
And Holyfield, known for his great hand speed and foot speed. Can Evander withstand a legitimate heavyweight jab owned by Thomas? And how can he counter the jab? There's a solid left by Holyfield. Does Holyfield have the mobility to keep his distance from Thomas's punches? And the ongoing question, does Holyfield have heavyweight knockout power?
What he's got is speed, hand speed, and that's what you've just seen in the last 30 seconds. And that's what we spoke off at the top of the show. Get off first, dominate, make sure that you're punching and the other guy is protecting himself and not punching you back.
Holyfield, 6'2½", 210 from Atlanta, Georgia. 19-0, 15 knockouts. His last fight, as seen on Showtime, July 16th at Lake Tahoe, his heavyweight debut, a 5th-round knockout of James Quick Tillis.
Excellent combinations by Holyfield. Most caught on the glove of Pinklon Thomas, but under and over, body to the head. Looking as good and slick as he has in his previous 19 fights as Evander Holyfield.
All right, get him loose, get him loose.
In your interviews with each fighter earlier in the week, both fighters seemed to think that both fighters were straight-up fighters. But Holyfield has really worked on his mobility. There's a solid right by Holyfield that tagged Thomas on the head.
Set up by a good left hand. Holyfield is boxing beautifully, landing combinations. Pinklon seems mesmerized by the activity.
Punching left there by Evander Holyfield. Now a flurry by Holyfield and a left by Holyfield that connected. And Thomas in trouble early.
Holyfield going for the knockout early. Pinklon buckled.
Left to the head by Holyfield that really put the strain on Thomas.
Good opening round for Evander Holyfield, getting Pinklon Thomas in trouble early.
And that is it for round one. A successful opening round for Evander Holyfield. As you look at Pinklon Thomas with Angelo Dundee.
That man? Hold it. Baby. Pink. Stop bending on the guy, Pink. 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 Put the ice bag on it. That ice bag. You got it right there. Stop bending on the guy. I want you to go to this guy and break the son of a bitch. Stop bending. Stop backing up. Okay? Come on now. You can come here for this, son. Don't look backing up. Come on.
Kind of combination punching is what puts an older guy in trouble. You see his legs start to go just then. Pinklon Thomas was a little measured trouble. Look how well he covers up, the mark of an experienced fighter. Evander showing a little bit of over-eagerness just then. He wanted to put him away. He did not want to wait. Angelo Dundee, as round 2 starts, saying don't bend down and push him back. Bending back negates his height advantage. He's just bending into Evander Holyfield's punches. And Holyfield is obliging since he has the hand speed.
And Evander Holyfield pick up where he left off in round 1. Round 2 scheduled for 10. Interesting irony when a young up-and-coming heavyweight named Pinklon Thomas fought James Quick Tillis at 82. Angelo Dundee was in Tillis's corner. Lou Duva was with Pinklon Thomas. And Pinklon, in an upset, KO'd Tillis in the 8th round.
And I got to think Lou Duva, being as smart as he is in boxing, knowing what Pinklon's got, has designed a good attack for Evander Holyfield, along with Georgie Benton, a very good boxing brain. They've developed a strategy and it paid off in the first round.
Lou Duva knows that Pinklon Thomas does not like to be hustled, and that's what they'll try Evander Holyfield at.
Good right hand by Holyfield, right on the noggin of Pinklon Thomas, who blinked. Pinklon is looking confused and slow.
There's another heavy left by Evander Holyfield.
Holyfield looking confident, maybe a little too confident to be cautious. Remember, you're facing Pinklon Thomas. The last thing to go is that big punch.
Does Holyfield have a heavyweight punch? Lou Duva says, so what if he doesn't? He can do it in 2 or 3 punches, what some people can do in 1.
I remember they kept saying Muhammad Ali didn't have a punch. He just kept knocking out everybody.
Right.
That's Evander's record. 15 KOs in 19 fights. Somebody's knocking him out.
Some wrestling tactics there by Pinklon Thomas. There's that jab by Holyfield.
Holyfield outspeeding him with a jab.
And Thomas has a good chin, so Holyfield going to the body. Good blocking there. Good defense by Holyfield. They've been working on that as well. Digging to the ribs was Holyfield.
Holyfield is just simply a good athlete. I mean, his athleticism is unquestioned. He just does things in a ring that you got to be a very good athlete.
Good instincts, superior quickness. And we've already amplified on the hand speed. No question about that.
He's out jabbing Pinklon Thomas. Now watch an old slow jab and a real fast jab. When they both jab, they start at the same time, but Holyfield comes zipping in and lands, whereas Pinklon's jab lands in the air.
Holyfield with the combination, and Holyfield bouncing around, showing good movement. Angelo Dundee said that Holyfield has no lateral movement. Well, he's moving side to side. And there's that jab being rejected by Holyfield. That's it for round 2. We will follow Evander Holyfield and listen in to Lou Duva and company.
Time is good. You're going 1 jab at a time most of it. Okay. Go right over it with your right hand.
Come on, breathe in, baby. Breathe in.
Do it? Yeah. All right, and if you touch it, come back with your left hooks. 2,
Take
3
a deep
left
breath.
hooks.
Come on.
Now your hooks, you want to keep his right hand quiet. You got me covered? Okay. Get inside, go to work. You understand? Now remember when I told you about that arm, that left arm. Work on it, right? Okay.
Hey, those jabs are working beautiful. So you hear me how it touches, start snapping it. Don't let him get off first. You get off first.
Now listen, stick him in the middle.
A couple nice breaths from me, darling.
You understand?
All right, in. You're boxing beautiful out there, right? Come here.
Hey, let's go to work, son. Don't be bashful. Don't save nothing. Come on. Come on. Hey, come here. Let's go, Angelo. Go there with a sucker shot.
That gravelly voice you heard as the 3rd round begins was Georgie Benton, whose theory is if you can't hit anything else, hit him on the arm. You hear him say, aim for that left arm. His theory is you keep hitting that left arm, it keeps going down and has no snap in the punches. Sometimes you miss the arm and hit the guy on the chin. And that happens from time to time.
And they were saying, get off first. Get the punch off first. Oh. And there he did.
And Pinklon rocked by that hook.
Pinklon Thomas showing no mobility, slow foot speed, and having difficulty. Here's a flurry by Holyfield.
Pinklon Thomas folding.
Holyfield just nailing Thomas with punch after punch.
Big trouble for Pinklon Thomas. He's hanging on, but he has been...
Oh, brother! What a crisp left as Holyfield doubled up with the left, and Thomas is dazed. He's got a cut under his right eye, and he is dazed.
Evander Holyfield is having target practice.
Thomas is a stationary target.
Absolutely, he cannot move. He is riveted to the canvas. Evander giving him all kind of angles and getting good hard shots off.
Pinklon Thomas is in dire trouble with a lot of time left in round 3. That punch he blocked.
Evander is in
total command.
Total command. I meant to say Pinklon Thomas is in total slow motion, as if every bit of energy has been drained from him.
Beautiful defensive move by Evander Holyfield. Blocked one shot and then came in with another.
Youth and speed and reflexes. That's what we're seeing here. Over experience and old age.
The weight difference of 12 pounds in Thomas's advantage means nothing.
That formula leads to the inexorable conclusion. The young guy with the reflexes is having his way.
Thunderous lefts by Holyfield, penetrating to the head of Thomas.
Thomas taking a fearful shellacking right now from the younger Holyfield, who seems to be taking his time and measuring him. Not overexcited, just doing his work in a workmanlike fashion.
I noticed even a little smile by Evander Holyfield just now.
Just like I knew this was going to be easy, and that's what it is.
Well, he just stared right into Thomas and smiled. If that doesn't scare you. Left jab by Thomas.
He'll take a jab and then he'll turn a hook off of it and get Pinklon in trouble again. Pinklon's cut is under the right eye and it's swelling. Angelo has his work cut out for him. Dundee, one of the best cut men in the world, but he's got his work cut out.
And that'll do it for round 3. Another impressive round for Holyfield as we look at Pinklon Thomas. Let's listen to Angelo Dundee.
Something? I think this guy's going to break his hands on your jaw. Stop doing something, for Christ's sake. Let's go. You want to do it for me?
That's a reverse psychology. The guy's going to break his hand on your chest.
Stop backing up on the guy.
Here's where Holyfield had Thomas stunned and totally dazed. And it was downhill from there.
As this picks up and before Evander gets really hot, I want to introduce you to a friend of mine that I was stuck 30 days in Seoul, Korea, a man by the name of Marv Albert. You might have seen him around your house early in your life.
I think we're former roommates.
You fellas are dressed funny. I just happened to notice that.
Marv, do you notice that the white of the glove doesn't necessarily touch the anterior? Oh, what a right hand!
Big right by Holyfield. Jump right in, Marv, if you feel the urge. But I told you not to show up with me at these fights because you only confuse the fight dog.
Pinklon Thomas is much further gone than I thought. That's my first impression. He looked dizzy in the first round.
He just can't seem to handle the speed of Holyfield, who is just looked like he's having a very good time.
Evander Holyfield in total command from the outset. That jab, that famous jab of Pinklon Thomas has had no effect on the much quicker Evander Holyfield.
And as in the Dokes fight, he's holding it way down low, something you cannot afford to do when a man has such quick reflexes. Not only are you going to get jabbed to death, but the right hand is going to come over and zinging just like it did right then.
Well, Angelo Dundee told us that he was going to get Pinklon Thomas to do some more lateral movement, some more left to right motion. That has been invisible.
Well, when you're getting punched silly like that, movement goes out the window. No matter if you got the greatest trainer in the world, you can't execute if your legs are dead from the body shots, and that's what you're just seeing. The body shots have robbed Pinklon Thomas of all mobility.
Right now, Thomas just looking to survive. Holyfield just totally confident and almost toying with Thomas, doing anything he wants.
You get the feeling that if Holyfield puts together several combinations, that it's going to be all over for Pinklon Thomas.
Well, Pinklon Thomas said to everybody that he was going to send Holyfield back to the cruiserweight division, but I don't think so.
I don't think there's any immediate danger of return to the cruiserweights. I don't think he could go back to the cruiserweights if he wanted to. He is a heavyweight. He has arrived, and he's here to stay.
Well, he said he has his sights set on Mike Tyson. Evander Holyfield, the #1 contender right now. The big question is, does he have the punch to take a Tyson out?
Well, right now, he doesn't seem to have the punch to take Pinklon out. He's hitting him with everything there is. Pinklon is just absolutely finished on his feet, and he's not finishing him. He's winning every round handily, and he's inflicting a lot of damage, but he is not knocking out Pinklon Thomas.
Final seconds of round 4.
So, Marv, what's your impression of the fight to this point? You think he's winning, Marv?
I think the point you brought up, the question raised, would he have the punch to go up against a Mike Tyson is the major question. I don't think that's something we'll be able to discover until they actually step into the ring. And I don't know what a Dokes battle against Holyfield would prove, and obviously that's what they are trying to set up.
Well, I think that the fact that they're going to move him against Dokes, which is going to be a repeat of the same thing. I mean, it's a slower guy against this very fast guy. If he hasn't got a punch by then he better know how to box an awful lot. The score sheet is a total wipeout by Holyfield. One of those rounds could have been a 10-8 round without any trouble because he had Pinklon Thomas almost knocked out.
You know what I noticed? Your handwriting is much neater on Showtime bouts than on NBC Sports bouts. I can't put my finger on it.
We have literate people at Showtime.
Round 5. We should point out that Barb is in town to do the Kansas Temple basketball game on NBC tomorrow right here in Atlantic City.
Nice seeing you, fellas.
Nice seeing you, Marvin. Give our regards to the coach, Al McGuire.
Bye. Round 5 scheduled for 10. The coach, Al McGuire, sitting behind us, taking in the action as well. I checked his scorecard. He had Pinklon Thomas winning. But Evander Holyfield in total command. Heavy lefts by Holyfield.
And Pinklon blinked. He couldn't open his eyes. If he'd gotten thumbed, he's blinking away there. That's the same eye that had that bad eye infection that postponed about in October.
He said had he not caught that in time, he could have lost his sight. This fight originally planned for October the 14th, and he scratched his eye in a sparring session. That's Pinklon Thomas. It was the left eye.
You get the impression that Holyfield could go 50 or 20 rounds like this. What a specimen he is.
Evander Holyfield eyeing a date with Michael Dokes, who won a unanimous decision earlier tonight against Rocky Sekorski. That fight set for March, and then he does nothing more than to go against Mike Tyson, the heavyweight champ, the world champion.
Holyfield's putting in some very heavy body punishment. Right hand under the heart just brought up the knee of Pinklon Thomas. This has got to be a very one-sided contest because Pinklon is just simply not fighting back.
Holyfield dancing around and lunging with the left. He has Thomas tied up in knots.
When you see a fighter put his hand on the ropes and leave it there, that's usually a sign of weariness and frustration.
And fatigue. Well, Holyfield just showing his entire repertoire. Now the wrestling tactics by Thomas is trying to hang on.
Thomas is trying to tire him out. He's stronger and he's bigger and he's hoping that that'll wear out the smaller man, but it has no effect on Holyfield, who is in superb condition.
What a right hand by Evander Holyfield. Vicious right.
And Holyfield, once he gets him in trouble, never neglects the body. He goes right back to the body with pay dirt, and it is absolutely immobilizing Pinklon Thomas.
And that'll do it for the 5th round. Michael Dokes, who picked up the unanimous decision over Rocky Sekorski earlier, taking in the action. Back in the dressing room. Happy holidays and season's greetings from Showtime and Sports Television International. Some Christmas spirit here on the boardwalk at Atlantic City, the Atlantic City Convention Center. That's what's going on. Outdoors, but indoors here. Our host, Caesars Atlantic City.
Okay? This is the last round. You know what I mean? You want to give me a round? You're going to give me one good round? Give me one good round. Stop making him grab you around the head. Next time he grabs you around the head, hit him right in the pocket.
Let's look at that punch where Pinklon blinks. You see how he's blinked? I think that's a thumb in the eye. That kind of hook puts a thumb right in your eye, and you're just temporarily blinded.
Round 6, scheduled for 10. It has been all Evander Holyfield. Thumping combination.
Even Angelo Dundee willing to concede all of the previous rounds. Said, just give me one round. Just win one. He's trying to get his guy to fight one round. Maybe he can get himself together. Maybe he can get a little confidence. Right now, he has no confidence. He's just a stationary target for the apparently tireless Evander Holyfield.
Pinklon Thomas inactive for some 19 months since the loss to Mike Tyson. And he is having his problems here.
Well, inactivity is the bane of old fighters. Just to stay off for a long time and come back with a hard fight like this is almost impossible.
Big right cross by Holyfield is the second back. Most of these shots are landing.
The thing that's amazing is that Pinklon has not really put in a hard punch yet. I mean, he hasn't really thrown anything with pepper on it. I mean, he's just sort of arm-weary, lethargic, disinterested punches.
Well, this was the round that Mike Tyson knocked out Pinklon Thomas. It was the 6th round back on May 30th, 1987 in Las Vegas, as Tyson defended his world heavyweight title. And here he is going against Evander Holyfield in the 6th round with a minute 23 and counting. And Thomas looking to be in all kinds of difficulty.
Oh, Thomas's legs are just jangling like a puppet on a string there. Evander almost disinterested at this point. He just can't put those punches together to finish him off. He's hit him with everything but the ring post, the proverbial ring post, and still stands there, losing every round, but still standing there.
Thomas with virtually no side-to-side movement right in front of Evander Holyfield, and Holyfield having his way almost at will.
Of course, Thomas always had a good chin, but at this stage of his career, Holyfield should have taken him out by now. It's going to give rise to an awful lot of speculation that Holyfield just doesn't have that kind of punch to get in there with Tyson.
Thomas has no power. He is just barely standing.
Well, you know, there's more than one way to win a fight. I mean, you don't have to knock out somebody. You can outbox Mike Tyson and you can out-survive him. So he's certainly not going to outpunch him. That's for sure.
A slight flurry there by Pinklon Thomas at the bell had no effect on.
But it was the best thing he's thrown in the last 4 or 5 rounds.
And another edition of Showtime Championship Boxing coming to you from Atlantic City. Our host, Caesars Atlantic City. Good crowd on hand. versus the Holyfield.
Don't get careless.
Come on, breathe in. Come on.
Out of it.
Breathe in.
Listen, keep that jab operating. That's when that jab is cutting my brand new ass.
Evander, when you go down with that right hand to the body, you got to come back with the left hook. Understand? You're throwing right hands and you're not coming back with the hook. Let's go.
Lou doing George
You got to move both those hands.
Well, in February, 25 years ago, Angelo Dundee was in the corner of a young, strong guy fighting an old champion that could take your head off with a jab. He figured out how that young, strong guy could beat and outslick the old champion, and we had Muhammad Ali as the heavyweight champion of the world over Sonny Liston. Now, 25 years later, the roles are reversed. Angelo's got the old fighter with a stinging jab that's just about quit, and Holyfield is looking like Muhammad Ali, just bouncing and bipping and bopping and having a good time.
Angelo was with Pinklon Thomas when he beat Tim Witherspoon for the WBC Heavyweight title. He was not with Pinklon when he lost it to Trevor Berbick. So he's made a difference in Pinklon Thomas's life, but right now, I don't know if Superman can help out Pinklon Thomas. Tonight is Holyfield's 6th straight Showtime Championship boxing appearance. He has beaten Ricky Parkey, Ossie Ocasio, Dwight Kawi, Carlos De Leon. That's when he unified the cruiserweight title, and most recently Quick Tillis.
And if things continue to go well and nothing unusual happens, he's cruising toward another victory here because simply Pinklon Thomas cannot win a round. It's a shutout up to this point.
Very good cruising towards victory. He'd like to put that word out of his vocabulary right now. It's heavyweights or bust for Evander Holyfield. Look at Holyfield dancing around, and again, the stationary target taking a beating. Pinklon Thomas off the ropes, and Holyfield going to town.
Pinklon is just ready to go. Oh, that was a clincher by Holyfield, but it missed by a mile.
Had he connected, it would have been lights out. Tony Perez, the referee. Thomas continues to hang on. Fight totally dominated by the up-and-coming Evander Holyfield, who has barely broke a sweat.
And proving again and again, speed, youth, reflexes will always beat experience, even in a good top-flight fighter like Pinklon Thomas, who has been at one time the heavyweight champion of the world. Oh, what a shot by Holyfield. Pinklon almost buckled like a deck of cards.
A thumping blow by Evander Holyfield, but Thomas remains up. Holyfield with a barrage. An assault to the head of Thomas. And the bell saves Pinklon Thomas here in round 7. And he walks gingerly back to his corner.
Tony Perez taking an awful long, lingering look, and I think Angelo has said bye-bye. That's it. That's it. He's stopping it. Angelo is stopping the bout. Angelo Dundee said to the referee, that is it. We don't want any more. And Evander Holyfield says hello to the heavyweight ranks.
It is all over. Evander Holyfield dominating from start to finish. And here at the end of round 7, Angelo Dundee says that is it. So Evander Holyfield remains unbeaten. Lou Duba, his trainer, a very happy man. Holyfield 2-0 as a heavyweight. And now 20-0 with 16 knockouts overall. Pinklon Thomas drops to 29, 3-1. So his 3 professional losses to Trevor Berbick, Mike Tyson, and this man, Evander Holyfield. Starting with a smile on the face of Evander Holyfield, the end of round 7. And the end of the fight for Pinklon Thomas, who just totally ran out of gas. The flurry, the assault by Evander Holyfield was relentless throughout the fight. This one just polished it off and was the punctuation mark to a one-sided affair. And eventually, at the end of the 7th round, Angelo Dundee said to his fighter, "That's all, no more." So a very difficult moment for 30-year-old veteran Pinklon Thomas, former WBC Heavyweight champion. Tough night. Very despondent, as you can see. Just could not get started. He wants to go over and to say something to Holyfield. For the first time all night, and understandably so, a smile breaks out from Pinklon Thomas. Had nothing to smile about during the fight. 26-year-old Evander Holyfield of Atlanta will get the official word from Jim Morata in the ring.
Go ahead, Rosie. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by technical knockout at the end of the 7th round, still undefeated, the real deal, Evander Holyfield.
So it's official, winner by TKO at the end of round 7. Ferdy Pacheco standing by with Evander.
Well, the decision's still going to be, can you punch in the heavyweights? What do you think?
Yes, he stopped. He stopped the fight. I was catching a good shot. The guy have a good chin, and I was able to hit him with like a constant left hook, hit him right on the chin. But he was able to get past the next punch, and I was trying to make sure that I go through the battle plan and not just get out there, get impatient, and start running into punches because I had him hurt.
Did you seem to be just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Is your conditioning so good that you could go 10 like that?
I feel like I can go 10. I train hard. Been training 12 weeks for this fight. And my main concern was trying not to overpeak too soon because of the put off on the fight.
Are you going to get any bigger as a heavyweight?
Well, I'm gonna stay between 210 and 215, not try to go over 215.
You're looking forward to Michael Dokes as your next opponent?
Yes, I just passed this test, yes. Looking forward to Michael
Well,
Dokes.
I think the guy can tell us more about that as young Mr. Sanders here, the manager. What is your plan, especially about Tyson? What do you think this young man will do with the Tyson fight?
Well, of course, our next step is Michael Dokes, as Lou and him has lined up. And Michael Dokes looked great tonight, so he's got a big job ahead of him right there.
Well, Holyfield Dokes is going to be in Showtime, and maybe Tyson, while it may not be in Showtime, will have a shot at it somewhere along the line. When do you see Tyson in his future?
Next year. Next year.
Next year? You mean next year? You mean next summer?
Maybe. Just when Lou and Tim and everybody and Evander says that they're ready, then we're ready.
All right. One last question. The redoubtable manager, Lou Dua, you satisfied with the performance? Lou, this was your plan.
Oh, this guy's getting better and better. Like I tell you, when Georgie Benton gives him a plan, he follows a plan. He's so easy to work with in the corner. He knows how to make adjustments. Let me tell you something. He wasn't trying to knock this guy out. He was just trying to hurt him, go out there, follow a fight plan, put on a good showing. And when he did hit him, let me tell you something. This guy's got a hell of a chin out there. So it was a good fight.
You must have been satisfied. I didn't hear any cussing from you all during the fight. You had one last thing. You had an announcement. You said in a press conference you were going to make an announcement. What was that announcement that you kept referring to?
That I was going to give up the cruiserweight belts, and I'm going straight for the heavyweight. No turning back. On my way. I just passed this test. And first of all, I like to say thanks God for this victory, and I thank all the people that supported me through it.
All right, from a very satisfied Evander Holyfield and his cornermen, we return to Steve Albert.
Thank you very much, Ferdy. Evander Holyfield, now 2-0 as a heavyweight. He beats James Quick Tillis back on July 16th at Lake Tahoe. And tonight, he takes care of business against Pinklon Thomas to lift his record to 20-0 with 16 knockouts. Ferdy Pacheco has Pinklon Thomas.
A very tired and a very beaten Pinklon Thomas. Did you ever think this guy's going to give you that much hell?
Hey, man, he surprised me. Strong, fast, Very durable. He got a good shot.
What do you think he'll do with Dokes?
Beating.
You think
he'll beat him?
You think he's got a chance with Tyson?
Of course. You know, I think I had Tyson going. I had a broken shoulder bone, and I was handling pretty well to a glove change.
How did you compare? How would you compare having fought Tyson recently, almost recently, and having just fought Evander Holyfield? How do you compare these two?
I think this kid is strong. He got more tools to work with than Tyson. Tyson's had his problems. You know, he got to clean his body up.
Has he got the punching power? That's what everybody keeps.
Tyson.
No, yeah, no. We know Tyson's got it. Evander Holyfield.
He's strong. He can punch. He surprised me. He got more in his arsenal than I thought.
You look like you were in trouble 2 or 3 times.
I don't know. It just wasn't there.
All right. Angelo Dundee, you've had many, many champions, and you've been an inspiration to everyone in boxing in a corner. You did the right thing in stopping this fight. What's the future for Pinklon Thomas?
Well, that's up to Pinklon. That's a decision he has to make. Tonight, he was empty. He had nothing. You got to get credit to the other guy. The other guy's a much stronger guy than I thought he would be. He took some decent shots also, because Pinklon hit him a couple of Sunday shot right hands.
One last question. What's he going to be?
I don't know.
Take it as it goes.
I really don't know.
All right. From a beaten but energetic Pinklon Thomas down to Steve Albert at ringside.
And that'll do it, Ferdy. Evander Holyfield moves on. Happy holidays from Showtime. The executive producer of Showtime Championship Boxing is Jim Spence. Tonight's telecast was produced by Bob Lanning and directed by Bob Dunphy. Associate producer Dick Ellis. Director of Planning and Production Rich Feinberg. Production manager Maria Sansilio. Pacheco, I'm Steve Albert saying so long from Atlantic City. Don't forget, Showtime will present an encore presentation of tonight's telecast tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern and Pacific Time. This telecast was a production of Sports Television International and has been a presentation of Showtime Championship Boxing.